Hi guys, in the previous video I show you how you can interact with Spring Boot GraphQL using HTTP POST request. Now we try to use Java console mode to interact with Spring Boot GraphQL project. First, let's try to run the server. So this is the GraphQL project, java-jar, and the name of the jar file graphql. So here I try to execute the server. So I write localhost, so 8080 graphql. This is the dashboard of GraphQL. So this is the queries. So here I try now to run this project. So this is the Java console mode to interact with the server. So first I show you the execution result. So here I run. So this is the main class. So this is dashboard. I can find all players, find a player by ID, get number of players, create, update, and delete. So here choose a number. So let's try to fetch all players. So I type 1. So as we see here, this is all players with an ID, name, and the team. So find the player by an ID. So I choose, for example, number 2, and put the ID player. For example, I put the ID 5. So this is the result. This is the player number 5. Get number of players. So I put 3. So this is the number of players. We have 5 players. Let's try to create new player. I put 4 here. Put the name player. For example, yes, Bowie Amin. So put the team player, for example, GSS. So this is the player ID 6. This is the name and team. So let's try to fetch all players. So this is the newest player which I add. Let's try to update a player. I put 5. Put the ID player. For example, I want to update the ID 6. I put here 6. Put the name player. So here the newest name, for example, yes, Bowie Mohammed, and the team, for example, GSK. So this is the updated player. So let's try to fetch all players. So this is the updated player, and now let's try to delete a player. So I put 6. Put the ID player you want to delete, for example, the ID 6. So this is the player which I delete. So let's try to fetch all players. So as we see here, we have 5 players. So now let's try to take a near look about the project. I will share with you the link of this project in the description part. So this is the project, Java GraphQL client, and this is the screenshot. In this project we have all these classes. We have player service, HTTP request, and user interface. So let's see the player class. So here we have a record with an ID and name and the team. We have a player service. So here also we have GraphQL endpoint. So this is the endpoint, localhost 8080 GraphQL. So this is the port number. So here we need to send the post request to this URL. So here we have player service. So here we have a list of players. So JSON object, and here JSON array. So here I try to fetch data and find all. So for more understanding, let's try to execute find all. So here I go into this K and find all K. So this is, I put it here, data and find all, and I got JSON array. Here I loop over all the JSON array, and in each time I create here a player. Finally, I return a list of players. We have this function JSON to object, which return a player. So I use this function to find one endpoint. So this is to find one. So here, for example, ID 2. That I return ID name and team. So as we see here, we have data k and find one. So here we have a data, and I put find one as a name query. If I got a JSON response, so here I create a player. JSON to number to get the number of players. This function to show all player list, and here to show a player. So here we have HTTP request. So this is the constructor. So here I need the endpoint, localhost 8080 GraphQL. This function allows me to send a request, set header content type, and I send a data in a JSON format. Here to send a post request. So here we have a query and graphql query. So convert the query object to JSON, and here set the request entity, and here I return a response as a string. So as we see here. So let's take a near look about main. So here player service, user interface. Here I make an infinite loop. If the user puts number upper than 6 or lower than 1, I break this loop. So I stop the execution of the program. So here I collect all the user input, and here I process the data. So here we have parameters, input user choice, array input user, player service, and HTTP request. So let's see user interface. So here I have a scanner. So this is a dashboard. So this is a dashboard, return the choice. So here return an integer, return the choice of the user, and this choice came here. So get input user. According to the choice, I try to collect the important data from the user. For example, here choice 2, put the ID player. So here I need the ID player. For choice 4, for example here 4, create a player 4. So here I try to collect the data from the user, put the name player, and here choose a team. For example 5, update a player, and 6, delete a player. So let's take a near look about process data. In case 1, so this is the query find all with ID name and team. So here I send a request with this query, and I call player service to convert all the players into lists of player, and here player service show player lists. So here to show the results. So here find one. So this is the query, and this is the ID which I collected from the user input. This is the first key data, and this is the second key find one. So this is the second key, and all the keys have data